So, Eviternity map 11, which is called Wanderer. Probably my favorite Eviternity map. I usually play this map once a year during the winter season. I like to play 12, 13, 14 sometimes, but like just this one is my favorite. I don't know when the last time I played the entirety of Eviternity was. Probably many years ago, but I play this map at least once a year. And it's just something about it. I really don't know how to describe it. I love snow themes. I love the winter theme. And the music is 10 out of 10. Maybe one of the best songs in any Doom WOD I've ever played. I just think it's tremendous. It's incredible. The one thing I do say that I don't like about this map are the platforming with ice physics. I mean, it's, yeah, anyway. Yeah. But again, this level's just great. I love how open it is. I love how many paths are available to you at the very start. I'm just going with the path I use in the UV Max speedrun. So, but there are multiple different paths you can choose. I like that kind of open, non-linear, open-ended design. And again, just the music, the vibe, the atmosphere of the level is just, it's hard to find levels, in Doom, I mean just in any video game that to me are this good. Again, it's that perfect combination of atmosphere, which is, built upon like just the whole level, the WOD up until this point, like the texture and the colors used. I love these fake 3D floors, by the way. These are really cool looking. All of that, the music, it just creates a perfect blend of just like, holy shit, man, this is the good stuff. Like, give this to me in pill form if possible. I'm not sure. I love the cave section here. Like the temple section that I just came from with the archvile, and then you get into this cave section, which is also adjacent to like the building section, which if you jump down through this hole is the start. And also there's another entrance to this section. So again, the way that kind of all the areas like intertwine is interesting. So you can come to the section, enter through this hole, and then go around this way. Or you can go the way I went, come down here, and then go around this way. And it's just, I really enjoy level design like that, where there's just so many different choices. You got these guys in the impossible to see cave section, which are my favorite. Again, the flow of like choose your own adventure, I think, is very well done here. So coming up, we're getting to the worst part of the level, and you probably, if you've played the level before, you know what it is. But again, I just talk about this cave. I like the icicle stuff. I come and go when it comes to like the icicle mid-text, whether I appreciate it, whether I think it's too busy. I wouldn't, my opinion on it changes, but it looks nice here. Again, it's definitely very busy, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. Sometimes busy is good, sometimes it's bad, but in some areas, like especially when it's like a little lower and it blocks your visibility a little bit, it can be kind of frustrating. But I also love the side walls, how there's like the little dipped down areas with the icicle mid-text. Maybe it could have gone up another 8 units or something, but I like where the cacos spawn in here. Yeah, you can see the mid-text bleed through the floor a little bit from in here because the brightness is the same value, but hey, whatever, we all do it sometimes. But again, the worst part of this map, and with all due respect, what the fuck, man? Like these fucking guys. Now, for a casual play, these guys are not the worst. So I will say, this is coming from a speedrunning perspective. But when you're trying to do a speedrun, these fucking cacos, I don't know what they're called. They might have a special name. Oh my fuck. They're so random. Like, it's almost to the point where I don't, I do have the record in this map, so I'm allowed to say it. But it almost feels like there's no skill involved when it comes to dealing with those guys. But, I'm a little tongue-in-cheek when I say that. And again, I love all these ledges. That's another aspect I like about it, how it's like you have this canyon and you have these like spiny ledges you can go around. You got those platforms you can jump across, and more come out later. If you don't kill those revenants, they will shoot at you through the trees there, so you got to watch out when you're going through this section. Now, real quick, the fucking ice physics, okay? See what I mean? Look at that. You got to be careful. Now, in my opinion, I don't want to spend this whole video talking about ice physics. Maybe I'll do another video on that. But ice physics, hit or miss, right? I'm going to say that this section here, I don't really like it. I'm talking about this cave in particular, you know? The outside section is a little bit more forgivable, I should say. As in, I forgive it more so than this. But it's just like walking on this thing, and then like the fact that this section's not iced and then this section is, it feels like the gameplay equivalent of like ugly. Like, you know, like it's just an ugly experience. Now again, I'm not saying that to criticize the level. I think it breaks up the flow in a nice way, and I know that that's the point but I like part of it kind of feels like, oh, we're using MBF, so we got to use ice physics. I don't know, are ice physics a thing in Boom? I'm not sure. But that's kind of what it feels like. It's like, oh, it's an option, so we gotta make a level with it. And I love the winter and snow theme, not just in video games, in art, in life. You know, I live somewhere where it snows a lot, you know, I love that kind of shit. But I hate the kind of impulse, like, oh, there's snow, therefore there's ice, therefore we're slipping and sliding, baby. You know, the only game I think of that does ice physics well is Chip's Challenge. And if there were like a Chip's Challenge style ice physics Doom level, you know, someone let me know. And again, I come and go on ice physics. I'm not gonna lie, right now, I'm not in on ice physics. I might do another one of these videos next year and go like, yeah, I mean, what the fuck? I love ice physics. What are you talking about? But right now, I think it's a little weird. And again, you have this like water section, you go up here, and then there's more of this like, right, the little small sections. Like, and it's honestly like, you know, it's kind of cool because you just kind of skate over, it's not that long, but when you really hit walls, you know, you get that like weird ping-ponginess. And again, if there was a level that used that, like you have to run into the wall to get like that weird elastic collision that happens more likely on ice, and then they use that to some degree, or for like a secret, or even for progression, if you can imagine, that would be interesting. But I just feel like ice physics, at least in this level, I feel like they're just there to be annoying. You know, like if there was like a big set piece or a big fight, or the ice physics were a major part of it, I would feel differently. But to me, the ice physics feel like they're just in small little areas just to be annoying. And by the way, this secret, I'm going to get it a couple times here, because again, I have the UV Max record for this level, and so I've played this level many times, and like, I'm just going to tell you, like, wow, look at this. Like, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to show you how annoying this section is. Where was I? Okay. So, look, you want to jump over here. Like, when you're trying to do this quickly, it's unforgiving. Like, that was okay, right? Let's try it again. That was, you know, just failed the first jump. Right, so look at this, the little hiccup right here. Now, even worse is sometimes this little hiccup can give you that elastic collision, which if I don't know what that means, it's when you hit a wall and you kind of like fiercely bounce out of the wall. So like a lot of the times that'll just knock you off, something like this. You know, I'm kind of like artificially doing it like with my keyboard inputs, but I got it right there. Look. Yeah, like I'm just hitting right. You know, and this like, you can see it a little bit when I'm just doing the tapping inputs. You know, it kind of just bounces you out. So like, again, when you're trying to do this quickly in a speed run, usually you just want to hug the wall, right? Which is like, yeah, like look at that. Sometimes you'll just bounce out, and I can't tell you how many times I've done demo attempts where I just get fucked there. So thanks Dragonfly, if that is your real name. But then you got these guys. I like these guys. These are pretty cool. They're just kind of there to jump scare you on the way back. I guess I should show the whole I don't use the hole because it's just not optimal for a speed run, but when you hit the switch, there's a hole here, you jump down here. I don't use that pathway, but it is cool. I like that. And now we're gearing up for the final fight. We got all 3 keys. You know, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, is there a lighting change? Or is it just, like, it looks different when you're looking at it from up here? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But, like, I just love looking at this vista because it's, like, it's brighter up here than it looks down there, you know? And it just kind of has that, like, especially with the palette. I think the hardware renderer renders, like, the colors differently. The blues down there, but when you're playing in software renderer, which is how I play, it just, everything looks grayed out, which adds to the vibe. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but it just looks really good, from this vantage point. Again, I love the wintry trees, even if they clip weirdly. I gotta watch out for those guys. I don't know if you can get over there. I've never tried it. Let's just give this a go real quick while I've got it on my mind. Well, actually, let me go back up to this, like, blue key section. I already used all my rewinds. This channel, I used to have a 15-minute upload limit, because I didn't do the phone verification, which I don't have anymore. So now I'm more likely to just, like, fuck around in these kinds of videos, if that's okay. If you don't like it, let me know. I've never actually tried to get over here. Like, it feels like I did, but it's impassable. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Anyway, let's jump down here. We got all 3 keys. Go into that teleporter. If you're low on armor, which I'm not, so, but if I was, like, lower than 20, I would grab that green. That's at the start, but I save it for the end, you know? Because the mega armor and the secret that I got earlier. Well. Also, I keep, like, standing around to look at things, and then, like, the Revenant fireballs start fucking with me. So if you pay attention here, this is a scrolling floor. Now, on a level design standpoint, wow, what a mistake. Because there are going to be guys that spawn in here, and sometimes they will scroll off, and because I know that this is a boom thing, and I know comp level 21 fixed it, but I don't know if comp level 11 has, like, the ledge behavior. I don't remember. But, like, shotgunners will fall off this ledge, and then, oh, you're gonna exit the map, and then there's one missing enemy. So, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So you hit all 3 switches, there's, like, a weird delay, and then monsters start spawning in. So, because of that delay, I like to save these revenants for later and kill them at this point. I am getting fucked here, though, because I have no health. I have, like, negative health, you know? I'm, like, playing Quake right now. Got negative health. Alright, so more imps will spawn there as well. But if you're lucky, that mank can actually it did shoot a couple. If you're lucky, that mank will kill them for you, which is really cool. So I like that kind of, like, design on where the enemies spawn in. Now here's a little trick you can do. If you save the Berserk, which was in that section, and then, like, learn how to play the game properly, which I am unable to do. You can do that, and then I think, yeah, I already got the Berserk. But sometimes I like to save that for later, so, like, you can just get it again later. I don't know if there's any other way to easily backtrack in there, but you can do, like, a little skirt up there to grab the Berserk later. So I already got it, though, so I kind of fucked up on that one. But again, I love this cave section. I love how this is, like, a not white. This is like a, you know, it's a little rocky, brown, gray kind of hybrid. It really clashes very well with the rest of the level. I like how dark it is as well. I mean, again, this level, it just feels amazing. Got a little slime trail. Those are my favorites. And the atmosphere, again, I'm trying my best to explain what I mean by that, but the atmosphere has that, like, effervescent, like, beauty quality. I didn't show the shotgunners, but some of them might have fallen down here. Okay. Again, sometimes they'll fall down there. So I would normally, like, run over there, do that section with the revenants, and then I'd try to like get back onto this side as soon as possible, but then I got distracted talking about the cave. So, but I did get lucky and none fell down. So this section, again, these platforms are icy, so it is fun until you fuck up and die when you're on record pace, and then you get mad and throw your keyboard. I'm just kidding. I would never throw my keyboard. That's so juvenile. And now I will say, this map does have one blemish. I'm not going to show it because I don't really exactly know how it works. But there is a chain gunner that spawns somewhere in this section. And sometimes they'll go into this teleporter, right? And sometimes they'll just like disappear completely. Maybe I have a demo lying around somewhere. If someone really wants to see that, I can look for a demo where that happened, maybe. But I've had the chain gunner teleport from here, out here, and then just straight up disappear. Like they get like stuck somewhere in the void. So like if you look with IDDT, they'll be visible like in this section, but like you can't see them, you can't shoot them. I've tried shooting the wall with rockets, there's no splash. I don't know what's going on with that. So anyone could die. I've never seen that happen. Maybe it's a comp level 11 thing, and like comp level 11 is just all kinds of fucked. So that's just, but if anyone knows what the fuck that is, let me know. But again, I do like these platforms. The slipperiness, you know what? I'm harsh on it on a gameplay instance, but also it is interesting. I will say I do like the ice physics platforms. Even if they're frustrating, and sometimes that's the thing about video games, is sometimes frustration is good. Like sometimes, yeah, it's gonna be frustrating, and that's what makes games fun, you know? So I feel like a lot of people in modern games critique get angry if something's too hard, because it's like, oh, it's too niche. You know, I don't know, that's just a separate conversation. But yes, although when I'm speedrunning, these ice physics platforms are literally the devil's spawn, and but as a level designer, I like them. And again, I like the staircase here. Again, we're like, this whole map is situated in some like big canyon. You see all these ledges, you can go on some of the ledges, and then finally you're like climbing out of the canyon. And you get to see what another great part of Eviternity is, the continuity here. So like you get to see a little bit of the next level. Ooh, there's a fence there. Why is there a fence there? Who knows? And you're never gonna find out because the level's over, and I'm not gonna do map 12 for a while. But I recently replayed this because I replayed this level. It's one of my favorite winter maps. It might be just my favorite like snow themed Doom level of all time. So I recently replayed it and figured I'd make a video. But I could talk about this level probably even more, but again, it looks great. It plays, again, I got a couple of criticisms with ice physics, but I go back and forth on that. And the music, oh my goodness, the music, it just creates the perfect experience. And so congrats to everyone who participated in creating what I consider to be a perfect experience of a Doom level. And congrats to me for finishing it with 100%. Look at that. Wow, I'm so good at this game, I think.